My name is Malik Abbas Dabu. Welcome to this coverage. At this point, we will deal with some of the comments that you have been making on the social media platforms. My colleague has been here. He's been here all day. We bring you the things that you say on your social media platforms. We discuss those. Before then, let's go to Klote Korle constituency. My colleague Favor Nunu has some updates on the collation in this constituency. He has results of 10 out of 171 polling stations in this area. Let's pick what Favor has, and then we can do an analysis of what the trends are. Favor, if you can hear me, what are the results looking like? Hello, Favor. Favor does not appear to hear me. At the Dade Kotopon, we have... Okay, let me go to Richard Kojenyaku, my colleague in the central region. Richard, if you can hear me, what results do we have?
Well, Malik, we have the result of a Futu constituency. Remember that the Futu constituency is a constituency that the NPP holds, and it has an incumbent MP being Alex Afenyomakin. The news we have is that Afenyomakin has maintained or has secured his seat back, and so PPP for the parliamentary PPP Nana Ofori Owusu secured 1,425. PPP Nana Ofori Owusu had 1,425. NDC's Eric Don Atta secured 12,628. 12,628. MPP's Alex Afenyomakin had 22,948. 22,948. CPP's Ebenezer Roland Akumbia Sam had 79, and PNC's Mutala Mohammed secured 447. Total valid votes cast 37,187. Total rejected ballots 324, and total vote cast 37,450. So we have Alex Afenyomakin maintaining his seat. We go to the presidential, and Ivor Green Street secured 98 votes. Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings of the NDP secured 19. NDC's John Dramani Mahama secured 13,652. 13,652. PPP's Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom polled 1,029. 1,029. MPP's Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo secured 22,146. 22,146. PNC's Dr. Edward Mahama polled 27 votes. 27 votes, and the independent Jacob Osayabwa polled 17 votes. So, Malik, this is the result that we have, and for the parliamentary, it has been certified by the Electoral Commission.
Richard, so we know that in this region, very many constituencies are there. Why do we have only this constituency? Why is the process so low? Would you know? The process slow, I mean.
Yes, the process is very slow because some of the polling stations are very far away, and the adding of these numbers, I mean, it involves a process. They have to queue in some of these figures to feed the projector that they have mounted over in every coalition center. So that appears to be very slow. But if you look at a place like Efutu or the constituency like Efutu, some of the polling stations are knitted very close together, and so they could bring all of these things up and then bring the results to us. Another constituency that is coming is the Efutu constituency. We're running our checks to indicate the authenticity of these results before we bring them finally to our viewers and listeners.
Which constituency? Did you say Efutu? I thought the results you just gave us comes from
Efutu constituency.
But you said there was another constituency results coming.
There is another constituency result that indicates that the NDC's Abeku Council of the Ekunfi constituency has lost the seat to MPP's Francis Kingsley Atukujo. Now let's look at the figures as they stand. So Ekunfi constituency, and remember this constituency is where the late president John Evans Atamils hails from.
Yeah.
PPP's Ivor Kobna Green Street polled 80 votes. NDP's Nana Kunedu Ajima Rollins polled 23 votes. NDC's John Dramani Mahama polled 13,244. 13,244. Nana Adedanko Akufo-Addo of the MPP polled 10,229. 10,229. PNC's Edward Mahama polled 29. Independent candidate Jacob Osayabwa polled 41. If you look at the results of the presidential results, and if you look at the results of the parliamentary, you see that there is a real cat and blouse vote in here, because in the parliamentary it was the MPP's Francis Kingsley Atukujo that won. Let's have the figures for the parliamentary. MPP's Francis Kingsley Atukujo polled 12,014. 12,014. NDC's Abeku Council, the incumbent, polled 11,482. 11,482. PPP's Stephen Kwanzaa polled 500. 500. CPP's Kweku Eson polled 51. So if you look at what the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party secured in the Ekunfi constituency, he lost that to the NDC's John Dramani Mahama, because Nana Adedanko Akufo-Addo polled 10,229 and John Dramani Mahama polled 13,244 as against their parliamentary candidate. And you see, the parliamentary candidate for the NPP polled 12,014, and that of the NDC, Abeku Council,
so the parliamentary candidate did better than the presidential candidate in terms of the MPP.
Exactly. So these are the two results we have.
Richard, thank you very much for those results. I have to go to Favor Nunu, who is at the Clote Kole constituency. Favor, if you can hear me, you have 10 polling stations out of 171. What are the results like?
Malik, if you can hear me, good morning to you.
Good morning, Favor. I can hear you.
Well, let me make this correction that as it stands now, there is no result that has come as of now. It is actually 0 out of 171. The collation center here has been bedeviled with a number of challenges. I've been speaking to the district officers who are present here and taking the various polling officials through a range of processes. But they tell me they're having technical challenges to do with the capturing of the pin sheets that need to be transferred to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission for these numbers and all that to be tallied and to be reviewed, then certified and sent back to them so they can actually confirm that indeed these results are true. So these are some of the challenges that at the Kole Klote constituency, it turns out that the events or the process here has had to be very slow. So far, out of 171 polling stations, there has been none that has been collated as of now. None of the various polling stations have had their results certified by the EC. And the situation is quite worrying because party agents, political party members have been coming through and been asking questions at some point in time. There was a little tension as to whether there was going to be some skirmishes by a party or the other, but the police was able to come in and then settle the issue and say, well, there was nothing. It's all a case of technicality. But we know that the EC's head office has sent in some of its experts on the ground. And as I speak now, they've been able to put up a projector. It happened that for many hours, up till about 3:40, 3:30 thereabout, we had not yet seen our projector powered. But now we can see that they've been able to power it, and they are able to go through the process of scanning the pink sheet so that they can start collating. But as we speak now, it's 0 out of 171, and the time check is 3:55.
When you talk about scanning the pink sheets, you are talking about the electronic transmission of the results to the EC's headquarters in Accra.
Very well.
Great. What's the process like? Why do they have to scan every single pink sheet of one of these 171 polling stations before the collation can be done?
Okay, so there is a statement of poll. And in this statement of poll, what happens is that the presiding officer will key in various details as regards to the data that has been provided in the statement of poll. So there will be sections there will be sections where one would have to fill in the number of people who registered, the number of people who came in to vote, the valid vote cast, even details such as the number that one candidate was able to garner in words and in figures. What we've witnessed is that for some of the polling officials, they would get the numbers right, but in words, it's spelled wrongly. And therefore, the district officers would have to call their attention to it and ensure that the right thing is done before these statements of polls can be captured. And so the argument on the ground really is being that over the previous elections, one thing that came out significant has been the issue of pink sheets and how relevant that is to the electoral process. So for this end, the officers on the ground have been very meticulous and been critical about what you have on the pink sheets and ensuring that it tallies with everything. A case in point would be the biometric devices. So the various polling officials come through, and before anything starts for them, they have to turn on their BVD machines. And what the officials do is that they check the number of people that you have successfully verified on the BVD machine and go on to the statement of poll and establish as to whether the figure that you have on the BVD machine tallies with what you have written on the statement of poll. It starts in that way. So there are a number of checkpoints or pointers that they will take you through before one statement of poll can be scanned and then transferred to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. It is the scanning that happened to have created a challenge. So there was a huge backlog that had not been sorted. But even beyond that, there are still many polling officials who have not yet gone through the process of, going through the statement of poll and ensuring that there are no transpositional errors and administrative errors that could actually mar or change the dynamics of the results.
Has that process concluded, i.e. checking to be sure that the figures as they were at the various polling stations are the same as have been presented at the collation center? Has that process concluded?
Well, good question, Malik. As we speak now, unfortunately, no. We were expecting, hoping that at about 3 a.m. this process will be sorted. But as we speak now, I can say that up to about 80 or 90 of the various processes have not been done, or the various polling officials from the various polling stations have not gone through that process yet. It's a huge backlog, and we've been worried about how slow the whole thing has been. And although the EC would not give us very fine details as to what exactly the challenge is, it's all been limited to, one, the technical challenges that they've had with the capturing of the statements of poll and onward transfer to the EC's headquarters, and the various checkpoints or pointers that they would have to take each statement of poll through to ensure that it is accurately filled in and all corrections have been properly attended to before it's been moved. So these are the two reasons they've cited. One may say it's probably not enough, but it's not in our map to say. These are officials of the EC saying these are the reasons for spending so much time here and not being able to successfully certified one polling station result out of 171 here in the Clote-Korle constituency.
Favor, my last question to you. We do know that in some other coalition centers, the electorate have refused to go home. They are milling around. They are unsure that if they were to go, the votes will be kept sanctified. What's the situation where you are?
Well, it is not so different from here. We have moved away from the polling stations, but we did visit quite a number of them driving through town, and it was quite obvious that most of them felt like, well, we want to stay back and ensure that we know that the results that we are aware of in these places have been certified and agreed upon by the EC, and indeed those results do stand. We've moved to the collation center. I cannot speak for what's happening in the 171 polling stations, but I can say that there are quite a number of people at the Arts Center area where the constituency coalition center is being hosted. There are quite a number of people here who are sleeping around, and they wouldn't go home as they want to know what the outcomes of the polls are. Earlier today, concerns or some people tipped Dr. Zenato to be in the lead, given the provisional results that came directly from the various polling stations. But so far, the NPP has been also very confident and say, well, they stand a chance. And so they are not going to give up. They are going to stick around. So there's a desk for the NPP and a desk for the NDC. And they've been tallying their own results, looking through the pin sheets. And the NDC and the NPP have done the same, and they wouldn't go away. They're all sleeping and waiting for this process to be done with in order for them to really know what the true outcome and certified results of the elections here in their Korle-Klote constituency is before they probably go home.
Fivanunu, thank you. We will leave it there. Fivanunu is a man at the Clote-Korle constituency. He's following the developments there. He will bring us, if there is any new information, he will bring that to us. But the new information we have are constituency results from 3 constituencies, 2 in the central region, 1 in the Volta region. Let me take the 2 in the central region. Richard Kojanyaku gave us a Efutu constituency. The Efutu constituency in the presidential ballot, the PPP presidential candidate Papa Kwesi Ndum obtained 1,029 votes. 1,029 votes. The NDC's John Dramani Mahama had 13,652. 13,652. The MPP's Nane Akufo-Addo had 22,146. 22,146. CPP had 44, PNC 27. And parliamentary candidates, the notable ones are the NDC and the MPP. The NDC's parliamentary candidate had 12,628. 12,628. The MPP's parliamentary candidate, who is also the incumbent, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, he had 22,948. 22,948, so he retains the seat for the MPP. In the Ekumfi constituency, also in the central region, the CPP had 80 votes. The presidential candidate of the CPP, Ivor Greenstreet, had 80 votes. The PPP had just a few other votes. I can't see them quite clearly. The NDC's presidential candidate, President John Mahama, had 13,244. 13,244. The MPP's presidential candidate, Nane Akufo-Addo, had 10,229. 10,229. Now, look at what the parliamentary results turn out. Whilst the NDC's presidential candidate is winning this constituency with 13,244, the NDC's parliamentary candidate, who is the incumbent, obtained 11,482. 11,482. The MPP's parliamentary candidate obtained 12,000. 12,014. So this constituency voted skirt and blouse. It voted presidential election for the NDC and voted parliamentary for the MPP. So skirt and blouse in one region, in one constituency in the central region. The results remain very, very slow, and by way of very, very slow generally, and this is a big, big problem across the country. But let's go to Techiman North. Provisional results. Anas Sabit has some details that he wants to bring to our attention. Anas, if you can hear me, what are the results? What figures do you have from the Techiman North and South constituencies?
Malik, can you please come again? I didn't hear the first part of it.
I was just asking, what results do you have for us from the two constituencies, Techiman North and South?
Let me first of all take you to Techiman North. We have the certified results in full, and that is the constituency of the incumbent MP on the ticket of NDC, Honorable Alex Chairman. He is the Deputy Minister of Education in charge of tertiary, and he has lost the seat as we speak. The NDC, the incumbent, had some 17,000 votes as compared to that of the local boy who is a very young candidate. He had 17,000. The NPP had 17,252. 17,252.
Anas, let me get that clear. Are these the 17,202? Is that Alex Chairman's votes?
That is the NPP candidate.
What's the exact figure for Alex Chairman? Would you know?
Alex Chairman sold 14,312.
14,312.
14,312, representing 44.12%.
And then the MPP's candidate had 17,000.
Yes, the MPP candidate, Martin Otijako, he had 17,252.
250. 52.
Yes.
Okay. So that's Techiman North.
That is Techiman North.
So the incumbent lost. So for Techiman South?
For Techiman South, as we speak, we have about 83 out of 173 polling stations ready. 93 rather, we have 93 ready out of 173. And out of the 93, NPP is in the lead. And the NPP candidate for Techiman South is Honorable Henry Yadom Boise. He is currently leading with 19,135. 19,135. And the incumbent, who is the Member of Parliament for Techiman, Honorable Ajay Mensah, is also following with some 17,903. 17,903. So as we speak, we're still waiting for some more. We have about 75 polling stations to go. And still, okay, it has just been updated. We have 98 polling stations now. 98 polling stations now. And out of the 98 polling stations, the opposition candidate, Yadom Boise, NPP, having 20,031. 20,031. And the incumbent, Honorable Ajay Mensah, on the ticket of the NDC, is having 18,558. 18,558, representing 47.12%.
Okay.
So if we hear some NPP faithfuls here, they are very in a jubilant mood. They can't wait for the final result to be declared. As we speak, the NPP has its coalition team, and they told us clearly that nothing will change, looking at what we have here. So it could be a victory for NPP in Techiman South as well as it has been for the party in Techiman.
And as do we know what the results are for the presidential ballot in these two constituencies?
Presidential for Techiman South.
Yes, please, for both constituencies so far. For Techima North, we know that the coalition is complete. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Techima North, the result for the presidential NDC John Dramani Mahama had 14,648. 14,648. And Nana Adedankwa Akufo-Addo of the NPP also had 17,190. 17,190. That is what the two candidates had. PPP's Dr. Fakasindom polled 708. 708. And then Ivor Kobna Greenstreet of the PPP, he had 75. 75. PNP's Edward Mahama also had 28.
And how is the process so far?
Honestly, it's been very, very peaceful. I'm very, very impressed with the exercise so far. The EC here at the Coalition Center have a projector outside which projects everything that is being done in the hall for the those outside to also have a glimpse of what is actually happening here. And we have enough security men. You know, the Timan is actually one of the 81 flashpoints the EC came out with earlier before we went to the polls, and so we have enough security men in place, and then the military patrolling all over. And so the exercise here in Kitiman South, as well as Kitiman North, which has Chobodom as its district capital, have all been very peaceful. We wait until tomorrow morning to see how the exercise is going to be. All parties supporters, especially the NPP, are here. The NDC, most of them have already left, looking very worried and disappointed. So that's the exercise.
Anas, thank you. Thank you. We will come back to you for the final result for the Techiman South constituency. Thank you very much for now. Let me go to Dade Kotopong in the Greater Accra region. My colleague Jennifer Ekwama is there with some update. Jennifer, welcome. What do we have?
Yes, Malik, I have to say, listening to Anas's report, I feel a little bit inadequate because Dade Kotopong, the process here has been quite different. Now, I was going to say earlier this evening, but it's actually about 3 in the morning,
yes,
almost 4.
Yes. When you haven't slept, that's what happens to you.
Yes, last night there was some confusion over here because apparently one of the ballot boxes, there was these allegations of someone trying to stuff extra ballot papers into a ballot box or to recount the ballots outside of the presence of the EC officials, and which created a lot of confusion between NDC supporters and MPP supporters. And then eventually 2 people were arrested and taken away. They had to beef up the military personnel over here just to keep the peace before they eventually started the collation process. So when they began, there were a lot of people crowded around, a lot of military presence also just trying to create a simple ambience around for the EC officials to work. They were collating area by area, but instead of putting, the figures up on the projector, as was their initial suggestion, what they've actually done is they've collated all the votes, and they're even adding the special voting ballots to it.
Okay.
So they have not come out with the final figures yet, and that's what's happening at Dade Kotopong right now. But I've been speaking to a couple of EC officials, and they say that they are making good progress with the special voting ballots as well. So when they finish with that, then they'll start putting the figures up on the projector so we can see exactly how many votes the various political parties and candidates, both presidential and parliamentary, have earned. So at the moment, really, we are still at the basic collation stage. But you should see the amount of people here who stayed behind just to make sure things went well. People sitting on benches, sleeping on the grass. I'm at Laboni Senior High School, all over in the dining hall, inside some of the rooms as well. Everybody monitoring the process very, very keenly. It's been a long night. It's going to be a longer day, but the enthusiasm is very, very high over here.
Jennifer, we know that this is a straight fight between the MPP's Vincent Odote and the incumbent, who is Nia Masan Namwali.
Indeed. Indeed, it really is. There's a third candidate, but you would never know. Even the branding at Dade Kotopong, I went to several polling centers yesterday, and honestly, you would not see even CPP colors at any flagpole or any poster, nothing. I just happened to see her on, the notice of polls. It is a straight dogfight, and it's very, very keenly contested. The MPP supporters are saying, one of the things that occurred when this ballot box issue rose, they said they're not going to allow anybody to cheat them again this year. It turned into almost a mini political rally, and them singing change is coming and singing Obama is coming. No matter what happens, Obama is coming. But that doesn't mean the NDC supporters are not any less passionate about their candidates either. So it's very interesting times here. Figures rolling in from a couple of the polling centers show that it's very, very close, at least for here at the Labone Senior High School, which was also a polling center. For the parliamentary ballots, the NDC's Ni Amasa Namwale took 138 of the votes, and the MPP's Vincent Soa took 256, with the CPP taking 3 of the votes. And that is just in one. And also at the Roman Primary School A, NDC took 240 and MPP had 204 ballots.
That looks like a very close contest.
3.
But then we were talking about the vote and the fact that the collation was originally intended that the collated results would reflect on a projector. That is not quite happening. What explanation did they offer for that?
Well, the explanation that has been offered from the EC is that they actually want to finish doing everything. Tensions are a little bit high right now because of that earlier ballot box allegation issue that I told you about. So they want to show everybody, the physical paper, raise it up, let them see that, okay, this is what we are counting, put it down before they start tallying up and putting it on the projector. I think it's for them, they're just trying to be extra cautious, so as not to inflame passions over here.
Jennifer, thank you. We are off to the Volta region, where Hubert Mawuli Yevu Agbi is standing by. Mawuli, if you can hear me, what results do we have from the Volta region?
Well, the North Dying constituency for presidential, the CPP had 75 votes. NDP 99 votes, the NDC 14,616, and the PPP 49 votes, PNC 1,525, the independent candidate 33 votes. And the total valid vote is 16,410. Rejected ballots 195. Let's move to Ketu South.
Hold on. Can you go over the results again? CPP 75, NDP 99, NDC 14,616.
Good.
PPP 49.
Yes.
PNC 1,525.
Yes.
There's no MPP.
NDC, PPP, NPP. Okay, just hold on for me. I think that's, I just keep that. Let me get that for you for the whole central cost. Sorry, the North Dying constituency.
Yeah.
That's the North Dying constituency. Abu, if you indulge me, let me move on to the other constituency. We'll come back to North Dying and reconcile that one.
Okay.
And so let's move to Ketu South. Ketu South, which is the headquarters of the World Bank.
Okay, absolutely. Ketu South, Fifi Kweti.
166 police stations results are out. Out of 208 polling stations.
Okay.
The CPP had 199. The NDP 109.
Okay.
The NDC 50,648.
Okay.
The PPP 262. The NPP had 5,885.
5,885. That's for MPP.
And the PNC 84.
PNC 84.
Independent candidate 153.
Okay. So let's take that again. CPP 99 or 199?
199.
199. For NDP, 109.
NDP 109.
For NDC, 50,648.
Correct.
And then PPP, 262. NPP had 5,885. And the PNC had 84. That's for Ketu South. For the North Die, are you able to check the MPP's vote in North Die? Or you have some other...
I'm just doing that. Let's move to the constituency that, as history tells us, polled the second highest in terms of the numbers after Ketu South.
Okay.
That's the Host Central constituency.
Okay.
Which has a total registered voter number of 95,866.
Okay.
And the result, provisional result in now CPP, 21 votes.
21. NDP.
NDP 14 votes.
NDC.
14 votes.
Yes, that's for NDP. I'm asking NDC.
Then the NDC 24,363.
363. Yeah.
PPP 116.
116.
PPP 116.
MPP.
Then the NPP 3,066 votes.
3,066. Okay. So that's all.
So PNC 7 votes,
okay.
and the independent candidate 2 votes, rejected 11. Total valid vote 27,588.
Okay. So let me.
So that is for the
whole central. For whole
central,
CPP 21, NDP 14. NDC 44,363, PPP 116, MPP 3,066, PNC 7, Jacob Osei about the independent presidential candidate 2. That's for whole central. Do you have any more constituencies? Otherwise, let's check for the MPP's vote in North Die.
Yeah, there are more constituencies now being collated. North, I think Ketu South is coming in now. Sorry, Ketu North.
But okay.
Ketu North is coming in now. Ketu North CPP 63 for presidential.
Okay, hold
63.
on. Ketu North. Okay.
NDP 37.
NDP 37.
NDC 30,723.
30,743.
The PPP 210.
210.
The NPP 9,047.
9,047. Okay.
The PNC 61. Independent candidate 34. And a total valid votes of 40,175.
Okay. So we have 4 constituencies: North Die, Ketu South, Ketu North, Whole Central.
I'll quickly get North Die reconciled and get back to you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Maoli. Let's go to Ivy Setoji, also from the Volta region. Ivy, if you can hear me, welcome. And what are the figures that we have?
Good morning, Malik.
Good morning, Ivy. How is the Volta region?
And that's provisional results after midnight. CPP 31.
Hold on, Ivy. Let me take the South Tongue.
South Tongue.
Okay.
CPP 31. NDP 14.
Yep.
NDC,
Yeah.
15,478.
15,478.
PPP, 83.
PPP 83.
NPP, 1,319.
1,319.
PNC, 9.
PNC.
Independent, 7.
Independent 7. Okay.
Yes. That's 58 police stations out of 119. Rejected is 166.
Okay, so this is not complete results for South.
This is not yet the complete
This is not complete. Okay.
Not yet complete.
Okay. Do we have any
Right,
complete results from any of the constituencies where you are? Ivy, can you hear me?
Hello?
Ivy.
Hello?
Ivy.
Hello?
I was asking if you have any complete results from any of the constituencies where you are.
I have Bando right now. We have 72 police stations.
Is it complete? Ivy?
Hello?
Are the
Not
Pando
yet
results complete? Okay,
Not yet
so
complete.
give us what you have, and then let's get the
Okay.
complete results, please.
All right. So now presidential CPP 52. NDC 18,004. PPP 77.
Yes,
NPP 2,631.
okay.
PNC 0, independent 4. Total valid vote 20,899. Rejected 355.
This is how many polling stations
72.
out of
72 police stations. Total vote cast is 21,254.
Okay. Ivy, do we have any complete results? If we don't have, let me move on to Kumasi, and then I'll come back to you later when you have a complete set of results. Ivy. Ivy doesn't appear to hear me. Ivy, thank you. Let me go to Kumasi. My colleague Ohimin Tewia is standing by with results from the Bantama constituency. Ohimin, good morning. What are the results?
Good morning, Malik. The electoral commission officials are still collating the results, but I must say, looking from where I stand now, the NDC, MPP parliamentary candidate has taken a clear lead of the NDC, for instance. I'm not sure of how many police stations have so far been collated because the screen is not all that big. But when I made attempt to seek clarification from the electoral officers, they tell me very soon they'll be done with the collation. But Malik, let me say that the NDC has managed with 6,562 votes, and CPP 22. NDP has 13 votes, PPP 173, and the NPP recorded 51,696. PNC 18, and then the independent candidate. Yes, this is for the presidential results. Independent candidate Joy also recorded 8 votes. So these are the presidential results being declared, yet to be declared by the Electoral Commission. But I'm told very soon the process will be over here in the Bantama constituency.
Ohimin, do we have any other results from any other constituency in Kumasi?
Not at all. I have been assigned to the Bantama constituency. So all these were since yesterday. I have been monitoring the events in the Bantama constituency.
What are the parliamentary figures?
Come again.
What are the parliamentary figures?
Unfortunately, like I said, the electoral officers tells me very soon it will be over, but I'm looking from the screen, and only the presidential results are being displayed on the screen. So I hope very soon we have the opportunity to also get access to the parliamentary results, Mali.
Ohemin, thank you. I have to go to Bolsa North in the Upper East region, Adamu Idrisu. Idris, welcome. What results do we have from the Bolsa North constituency?
Yes, we have the presidential results, and then we have EPP 85, we have NDP 47, NDC 15,944.
Did you say 15 or 16? 15.
15,944.
Okay.
All right. We have 157 for PPP.
PPP. Can you take the PPP's number 157? 157, and then MPP.
NPP 6,018.
6,018. Okay.
PNC 103.
That's for presidential.
Yes, please. Presidential.
Okay.
Independent 28.
Okay. Okay. What's the parliamentary result?
Yes. For now, the parliamentary the results are still not ready because during the coalition, I understand they entered a wrong figure, and so they are waiting for the National Coalition Center to give them the opportunity to be able to do the alteration, and so we don't have that results ready for now. So we are waiting for it. Any moment from now, I'm told they would be able to do those corrections, and so they would announce that to us shortly.
Okay, Idris, thank you very much. These are the results we have so far. Not very complete, but they gave us a certain picture. For Efutu, okay, I think Efutu is complete. Techima North is complete. Then Ekumfi is also complete. Those are the results that we have. Bolsa North, some constituencies in the Volta region are still not very complete. But let me take you through what we have from Efutu and Ekumfi, which are quite complete. For the Efutu constituency, the PPP, for the presidential, PPP had 1,029 votes, 1,029. NDC had 12,628. Okay, yeah, for presidential, yeah, 12,628. And then MPP had 22,948. 22,948. And then CPP had 79, and PNC had 27. For parliamentary, NDC had 12,628. The presidential was actually 13,652. 13,652. And then for the MPP, parliamentary had 22,948. 22,948. For Ekumfi, these are certified results. CPP had 80 votes. NDC had 13,244. That's for presidential. And MPP had 10,229 votes. 10,229 votes. And I was pointing out earlier, in the Ekumfi constituency, the people voted skirt and blouse. The NDC's presidential candidate, John Mahama, had 13,244. But the NDC's parliamentary candidate had 11,482 votes. The MPP's parliamentary candidate obtained 12,014 votes to pick this seat from the NDC. Those are the results from the Ekumfi constituency. We had some results from Techiman North, which are also certified. We had Techiman South, which are not quite complete. For Techiman North, the President John Mama had 14,648. 14,648. Nana Akufo-Addo of the NPP had 17,190. 17,190. For parliamentary, the NDC's Alex Treme, who is also the incumbent, had 14,312. 14,312. The MPP's candidate for Techiman North obtained 17,252 to pick this seat from the NDC. Alex Treme has therefore lost the Techiman North constituency. Techiman South, the results is not complete, and so we won't deal with that now. North Dai. In the North Dai constituency in the Volta region, CPP had 75 votes, NDP 99, NDC 14,616 votes. PPP had 49, PNC had 1,525. Our man on the grounds, Hubert Mawuli Yevuabi, is yet to give us what the MPP's vote in North Dai is. For Ketu South, CPP had 199 votes, NDP had 109 votes, NDC 50,648. 50,648. PPP 262. MPP 5,885. 5,885 for Ketu South. PNC had 84. I think Mawuli is back on the line. I hope that we now have the MPP's votes in the North Dai constituency. Mawuli, if you can hear me, do we know what the MPP's vote for North Dai is?
All over. The CPP 75 votes, the NDP 99, the NDC 14,616, the PPP 49, the NPP rather is 1,525, and PNC 13 votes.
Can you take the MPP again?
1,525 votes.
Okay, so that was the vote we gave to the PNC.
To the PNC. Okay. The PNC rather had 13 votes, and the independent candidate 33 votes.
Okay. And Mawuli, for Ketu South, are these final results or these are partial results?
No, these are part of the result. These are out of 208 polling stations. This is the result. These are the results, the provisional results of 166 polling stations.
So these are partial results.
Yeah, more. Yes.
So all the three constituencies you gave me, they are all partial results.
Whole Central is complete.
Whole Central is complete. What of Ketu North?
Ketu North. Ketu North. No, it's a partial result.
Ketu North is partial,
partial
but Whole Central is complete. And if I may just run through Whole Central again, CPP is 21, NDP is 14, NDC 44,363. 44,363. PPP
24,000.
Yes, 44,316. PPP 116. MPP 3,066. PNC 7.
NDC for Whole Central is 24,000.
24,000, not 44,000.
24,363.
Okay, Mawuli, you are not talking on Weekend City Show.
So Whole Central, CPP 21,
okay.
NDP 14, NDC 24,363, PPP 116, NPP 3,056. PNC 7, independent candidate 2,
okay.
and rejected ballot 11.
And Ho Central is final result.
Complete certified.
Complete, okay. K2 North is partial. I guess K2 South is also partial, right?
Yeah.
South Tongue is also partial. I think Ivy gave me that. Okay, Mawuli, thank you. Okay, let me go to my colleague Gary Al Smith to take us through what is happening on social media. What are people talking about? Are these results so far exciting anyone? Are they creating pain and anguish for anyone? Gary, what are the people saying?
Well, it's been about 2 hours, Malik, since we last brought our social media updates about what's been trending. And it was during that update that we had that NPP press conference that took everything apart. And that is where lots of people are still taking their comments from, in addition to the results that are still coming in, obviously. And in reaction, Nanaya Al-Said sent us a message on our WhatsApp line. He says, please, McMenu did not declare the result. He only said according to what the MPP has on its pink sheet, and that is fine. Christian from Ashalibotre says that he is an MPP member, but thinks that Peter McMenu has acted irresponsibly and that he should be arrested immediately. So 2 different schools of thoughts there. This one is from Mohammed Aminu. He says he's a master's student at the University of Electronic Science and Technology in Chengdu in China. He is praying for my successful election, hopes that Ghana will be the beacon of peace and stability for the sustainable development we all yearn for. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Solomon from Ho says, for some of these reasons, I can't sleep and close my eyes fully under NPP because NPP are overconfident and simple instructions from the EC, they cannot comply. This one is from Najim Busa says, 2016 election, all is evident that Nana is finally winning an election. This one is a comment that is dogged in its belief. This one is from John Asrifi. He says, John Mahama is comfortably leading. Stay put, no shaking. JM will be crowned the president come January 7, 2017. JM Twaso. Now, let's go to Facebook and get thoughts from most of you. There's a lot of reaction, really, and there was a lot of clapback, if you like, about whatever happened with the press conference from the NPP and then the EC's own press conference to talk about the NPP's press conference plus the NDC's that sought to undermine what the NPP said. Don't forget that the NPP essentially asked the NDC to concede, and in his reply, Mr. Fosuan Pofu of the NDC, among other things, said that the NPP are committing treason and that they were jumping the gun. So, very interesting reports, and many people speaking about all these developments and more on Facebook as well. Let's go through some of them. Plus, you are speaking about the seats. Flex K. Jamin says, Amadou Sorogo has lost his seat. He's one of my strong MPs. Sorry, sir, in Medina. This other comment from Bright Simmons is lamenting the press conference syndrome that hit us this dawn. He says that Peter McMenu and Joyce Bar Mokhtari, what is this? EC, why in God's name did you stop the regular updates and press briefings? And he's saying essentially that the EC has kept too long in announcing the results. And it's a theme that is running through a lot of comments on Facebook. Many people are unhappy that it's been 10 to 12 hours since the polls ended, and we have not heard one concrete comment from the Electoral Commission.
And Gary, if I may just come in, you know that when the EC organized that briefing, the one you are referring to as responding to the NPP's
NDC, yes.
own press briefing.
No, the MPP's initial one.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The EC actually pointed out that as at the time they were talking, they had not received one result, one collated result from any constituency.
Sure.
And I guess that's what this person is talking about, that it's been how many hours since polls?
12 hours or so.
The elections governing body has still not received one constituency out of the 270 constituencies or 275 collation centers. The EC has not received result from even one.
Sure. And indeed, we can go to Twitter now to get an idea of what the EC are also saying on their official Twitter handle. As we've been at pains to point out the whole day in the past 24 hours, the EC have been updating us about everything that's been going on. And as you can see, for those of you watching on Joy News on television, you can see, for those listening on radio, I just read it for you to hear. The EC said, collation of results is still ongoing at all collation centers. The Commission has not received any collated results at the CCC as well. Other tweets from the Electoral Commission also sought to say that they are aware that their website, it says, we are aware that our website has just gone offline. Our technical team is working to fix the challenge and the site will be restored soon. Malik, as you may know, a lot of people, especially the NPP sympathizers, were pointing to the fact that something fishy may be going on, because apart from the fact that the EC has not announced any results because of what they say has been the lack of reception of any results from the collation centers, they are asking and questioning why the Electoral Commission website has been down. So that is their answer for you. Something interesting also happened, a bit of banter between Gabi Asare-Otridakun and the official account of President John Dramani Mahama. Now, it appears that Gabi Asare-Otridakun 2 hours ago of the MPP tweeted, and let me just expand it for those on television to have a look. Oops, I have gotten back to...
I believe you are talking about Mahama has conceded.
Yes, he said that Mahama has conceded. I think he meant Edward Mahama in that tweet that is turning out to be false. But the interesting thing is that the official handle of the president, John Dramani Mahama, responded to that and said, ignore Gabi's tweet. That is extraordinary for the president's official Twitter handle to also respond to what is essentially a wayside tweet.
Do you think that Gabi's tweet must have been misread? Because he said Mahama, and I would imagine that if Gabi was talking about the president Mahama, he would not say Mahama. Do you think, because if you don't read the and just read it, Mahama has conceded, you are most likely to think that Gabi is talking about the president Mahama. Do you think that Gabi's tweet may have been misread?
Well, but the interesting thing is that even if it was President John Dramani Mahama, again, it's extraordinary that the first gentleman of the land will use his official Twitter handle, not the presidency handle, not the Flagstaff House official handle, or any other government spokesperson. They have people like Stan Jose Dogbe who are on Twitter and so on and so forth. You expect that, you know, he'll be using, but it came from the official handle and it was just 3 words: ignore Gabi's tweet. I mean, very ambiguous, wasn't it?
That tells you the times we are in, doesn't it? It tells you the magnitude of this and how seriously
a lot of people are also having fun at the expense of both parties. A lot of people also saying that, you know, both parties should not have been issuing out those press conferences in the first place and so on. But Gabi Asare-Otridakun is hitting Twitter again. It looks like he's having an all-nighter like we all are, having the graveyard shift. He's tweeted that e-transmission was supposed to speed up results declaration. So how come 2016 has been slower than 2012 and 2008? Who is causing the jam? Any answers?
Wow.
Any answers?
And therein lies suspicion, isn't it?
Yes, and which is where a lot of people feel that the EC should have continued what was essentially a great update session every 2 hours that we were having it in the day from Madam Charlotte Osei and her team, and then suddenly it stopped after 5 p.m. So that vacuum, that information gap is what people feel is raising suspicion.
Well, but to be fair, I think that the EC actually explained that, well, another layer of a certain process of introducing integrity into the process was rolled out, i.e., if polling station results are brought to the collation center, they have to be checked and verified, and every polling agent satisfied that the results as they saw them at the polling center are as has been presented at the collation center before the collation will be done.
Yeah.
This is another layer of integrity measure having been introduced by the EC, and this is what is now turning out to cause the delays.
And to back up your point as well, Malik, one journalist on the ground, she's of the graphic communications group, I'm sure you might know her, Mabel Akubanase. She is at a polling center, I believe, and she says, pardon?
Collation center or polling center?
From a collation center.
Okay.
This is her Facebook post. Let me read it. It will give us an idea of what the EC may be going through at the moment. She says, reflections of a journalist observing proceedings at a collation center at 3:28 a.m. Before you sit on Facebook to type bleh, which is English, please move to a collation center to observe what happens there. Come and witness party agents, electoral officers, security personnel, journalists, and election observers busily tallying and cross-checking results before placing them on huge projectors. It's better to be meticulous than rush and create avoidable problems. The results will flow spontaneously nationwide once we go through the process.